Hi, ladies and gentlemen of the Earrings Audio Video Security Team. It's time for the Make a Difference moment video. And this week's video is inspired. Last week, I was back into my audiobooks. I think I've mentioned that I like to use my drive time to educate myself. And I was back into reading or listening to the audiobook, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And it was the abridged version. And also with it was the 8th Habit, which was a separate book. But they took the 2 abridged versions and they put them together into one audiobook, and it is excellent. And the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is one of those things that never goes out of date. And I highly recommend it. But because of that, I was inspired to talk about our core value of excellence. And you'll see in the subject line that along with the Make a Difference moment subject, I also put an island of excellence in the sea of mediocrity. And that actually comes from some text out of the 8th Habit, which is from effectiveness to greatness. And that's ultimately, I think I mentioned in the first video when I started talking about wanting to do this series, that we all have in us this desire to have a life of significance. And from effectiveness to greatness is one of those transitions that needs to happen for us to live a life of significance. And becoming an island of excellence in the sea of mediocrity is a central point of the 8th Habit. So I'm just going to actually quote to you from an excerpt out of the 8th Habit. And I'm going to put my glasses on here. And by the way, that's why I actually put this island, a picture of this island up on the screen instead of you having to look at me. If you watch this at all, you get to look at something that's nicer than me and fits the theme. So here's from an excerpt from the 8th Habit. And this is Stephen Covey. I'm quoting from him. He says, "I've worked with organizations around the world for over 40 years and have been a student of the findings of the great minds that have studied these organizations. Most of the great cultural shifts, ones that build great organizations that sustained long-term growth, prosperity, and contributions to the world, started with the choice of one person. Sometimes that one person was the formal leader, the CEO or president, but very often it started with someone else, a professional in the business, a line manager, or someone's assistant. Regardless of their position, these people first changed themselves from the inside out. Their character, competence, initiative, and positive energy, in short, their moral authority, inspired and lifted others. They possessed and anchored a sense of an identity. They discovered their strengths and talents, their voice, and used them to meet needs and produce results. People noticed. They were given more responsibility. They magnified the new responsibility and again produced more results. More and more people sat up and noticed. Top people wanted to learn their ideas, how they accomplished so much. Little by little, the culture was drawn to their vision and to them. People like this just don't get sucked into or pulled down for long by the negative, demoralizing, and insulting forces in the organization. Interestingly, their organizations are no better than most organizations. In fact, to some degree, all organizations are a mess. These people just realize that they can't wait for their boss or the organization to change. They become themselves an island of excellence in a sea of mediocrity, and it's contagious. Where does a person get such internal strength to swim against the current, to withstand negative cultural provocation, to subordinate selfish interest and develop and sustain such vision and determination, they learn their true nature and gifts. They use them to develop a vision of great things that they want to accomplish. With wisdom, they take initiative and cultivate great understanding of needs and opportunities around them. They meet those needs and match their talents and unique talents that tap into their highest motivations, and they make a difference. In short, they find and use their voice. They create their voice. They serve and inspire others. They apply principles that govern growth and prosperity in human beings and in organizations. Principles that draw the highest and best from a whole person, their body, their mind, heart, and spirit. Equally significant, they also choose to influence and inspire others to find their voice through these principles as well. This two-part solution, find your voice and inspire others to find theirs, is a roadmap for any individual in any level of an organization to maximize their fulfillment and influence, to become an irreplaceable contributor, and to inspire their team and others in their organizations to do the same. I just think this is such a great reading here because, number one, it talks about at some aspect, every organization is a mess, but these people who become an island of excellence are willing to take it on and make a difference. Boy, so making a difference is not just being out in the world doing great things in community service or in philanthropy. It is making a difference to each individual around you, to be an inspiration. But you do need to start with wanting to change yourself from the inside out. I don't know where you're at there. Excellence is not something I can dictate. I can point out when we're falling short. I can ask you to correct things. But ultimately, excellence as a core value is something you have to find within yourself. And just think, if every person in this company decided that they were going to become an island of excellence, just think what a difference, what an impact that would make on this company. Just think how we would pull away from our competition and not only make a difference in each other's lives, but in our customers and in the world. And isn't that ultimately what becoming a life of significance is all about? Making a difference to the people around you, to the people that you affect. So I encourage you to think about what it would take for you to want to change from the inside out and become an island of excellence in a sea of mediocrity. Now, when I say that, I'm not like pointing fingers as far as mediocrity within our company. I am talking about we as a company could become a sea of excellence in a land of mediocrity. And what a difference that could make. What a difference you could make by having it start with you. So our core value is relentless pursuit of excellence, and would love to engage all of you in that. In fact, if any of you have ideas that you want to bring to the table, my door is an open door. The one thing I would say is that a problem without a solution is a complaint, and Doug Fearing is not the complaint department. You have immediate supervisors for that. But if you see problems and have solutions and you want to talk about it, I have an open door, and I am perfectly willing and happy to work with you on that, because there's nothing I want more is to see this company become an island of excellence. So with that, you have a great day and take care.